Special rights on a collision course with religious freedom. This is the CitizenLink report. Hi, I'm Kim Troby. Well, now that state legislatures are back in session, we're beginning to see the kinds of bills that are being introduced. Unfortunately, many of those bills seem to be aiming to enshrine special rights based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Well, John Paulton watches over these issues for us here at CitizenLink, and he joins me today to talk about it. Hey, John.
Hey, Kim.
So tell me a little bit about what sexual orientation and gender identity bills do.
Yeah, on the surface, what they actually do is create a specially protected class of protection for people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. On the surface, they are designed to protect against discrimination against those people. What they actually have been used for in states where they've passed is as really a weapon against religious freedom. And I imagine some of our viewers will recall the stories we've been telling about people like Barronelle Stutzman, the florist in Washington State, who was now being prosecuted for declining to participate in a same-sex wedding. We had similar stories, of course, for bakers, for photographers, etc. Those types of things are really how these, what we often call SOGIs, sexual orientation and gender identity, SOGI, how those bills, how those laws have been used around the country. Very, very dangerous for our religious freedom.
Now we have several states that are looking at these. Tell us where those are in the process.
Well, that's right, and in some surprising places. North Dakota, the North Dakota Senate just passed a SOGI bill, very narrowly, but that's moving on to the state house. Nebraska is considering, your home state, is considering a similar measure, and that has us concerned as well. And that may surprise viewers in certain parts of the country that places as conservative as North Dakota and Nebraska would be struggling with this. But this battle is going on everywhere, and we believe there's still a great chance to win both of those battles, to defeat these bills, and we're working with our allies, North Dakota Family Alliance and Nebraska Family Alliance, to activate people, to educate people. When people understand what's really going on, and I'm from up there as well, as you know, I'm from South Dakota, right in between those states, and I know these people. They don't support these issues when they understand them, but it's up to us to make them aware so that they can contact their legislators, and it's all thanks to the support of our viewers and other people who support CitizenLink.
So super important to contact your elected officials and let them know where you stand on the issue and how you'd like them to vote on the issue. Well, thankfully, Religious Freedom Restoration Acts are also being put forward in legislatures. John, tell me where those are and how they're doing.
That's right. Very encouraging what's happening on protecting religious freedom. We've got bills going on in a number of states and seeing good progress. A Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which is already in law in 19 states, is making good progress in Indiana, making good progress in Arkansas. We just had a hearing a few days ago in South Dakota, looking positive there. A lot of work left to do on those bills to overcome the crazy objections that are often brought up against them. But the reality is that these are well-proven laws that do a great job at protecting people's religious freedom. A good example of that was the Hobby Lobby Supreme Court case, where Hobby Lobby, of course, was being forced to provide abortifacients as part of health care coverage to employees. They objected on religious grounds, and the Supreme Court of the United States ended up deciding in their favor on the basis of the federal Religious Freedom Restoration Act. But the federal only applies to federal cases. It's important for states to have those same protections in state law, and we're seeing progress on that front.
You know, with so much going on in the political landscape, we work with 38 associated family policy councils, and you can find one of those by going to citizenlink.com. Find one in your state. It's important, John, for people to be in touch with what's happening in their state legislatures so they can actually make their voice heard.
Well, it sure is. It's amazing what even just a few phone calls can do to a state legislator who's used to not hearing much on any particular bill. So if you make a phone call, you get a few of your friends to make a phone call, it could very well make the difference in a vote, which could make the difference in the outcome of the bill.
Well, John, we appreciate you keeping track of all of this so that we can report to our viewers about what's happening. Thanks for being on today.
My pleasure.
And thanks to all of you who have taken the time to write us and to share your thoughts and encouragement. You can always let us know what you're thinking. You can just write to us at mail@citizenlink.com. That's mail@citizenlink.com. Please continue to pray for our elected officials and for our nation. And remember, stand tall and be heard.